Apex. The reason we want to build Horizon Apex is we want to unlock a whole load of new road racing events and lead towards all of the kind of stories, showcases, finales that Horizon Apex comes with. So we've previously had a look at accolades in the road racing category. Why don't should we head back there and have a look at what's been unlocked, or should we go through the map? Because the two kind of ways you can play the campaign, really.
I think we should go through the map for now.
All right.
For now.
I know of a really nice circuit up on the East Coast that I think we should go and find.
All right.
So
I think you've got control of Marco.
I do. I was looking at you thinking you had control, Mike, but I've got control. Right. I will set a route there and let Marco drive us along the way.
All right.
Perfect. I've also got more questions to ask for Marco about this wheel as well. Specifically, you say that that's your desk, that you live in it. I feel like you're the expert to answer this question, but has the wheel experience and force feedback been improved?
Yes, it has definitely been improved. And it has improved as a consequence of working on the force feedback itself, but also looking at all the micro details that we were missing in terms of calculation of force feedback, and now we definitely like improved a lot in terms of what you feel through your hands. For example, now I'm driving on the asphalt right here, and while the surface actually feels a little bit bumpy, you can also feel some bumpiness coming through the wheel as well, because all the micro oscillation happening on the tire that gets transferred into the steering rack. That is actually really cool. It actually makes you feel connected with the road. But not only, the force distributed on the wheel, we're calculating all the alignment torque, so I can definitely feel what the car is doing, if I'm having understeer, oversteer. Everything, it feels so natural and intuitive and engaging to drive with the wheel now.
Amazing. I love it. I mean, you're probably the guy to answer this question as well. We also recently unveiled the Mercedes AMG and its multiple driving modes. So I want to know what they do to the car and if you can share a bit more insight into that.
So the driving mode is really, really complex, but basically what we've done is actually mimicking everything that's happening on the real car. So when you change in the mode, you can basically switch from proper downforce, biting grip, with the correct front aero balance on the car, to a more relaxed cruising experience into the driving mode that you can switch to. That happens actually on the exact same time and sequence that the real car does. So we really went to town in terms of like capturing every single detail that the car in the real life do in terms of drive mode. It changes the experience, it changes the feeling, it changes the actual physics of the car, and you can really transform when you're driving it.
Amazing. And I'm going to ask again, because I think I've noticed in chat some people have turned up a little bit late. How dare you guys, by the way? We've been going for 40 minutes. I wondered if you could just let people know who have just joined chat how you have actually improved and overhauled the brake system.
Yes, so...
whilst also trying to win this race.
You're asking
Simple
me a
job,
lot
I'm
today.
sure. I know. Really grilling you, aren't I?
Speaking of brakes. Anyway, no, the way the brake system has improved is actually now we looking at the brake system itself. As I said before, we have now like a more data-driven calculation for the brake system as a separate entity. It's like its own entity rather than calculating the grip as a result of the grip of the car, if you see what I mean. So as a consequence of that, and I think our fan will actually love it, now when you go and upgrade your weak brake car, you see a much bigger jump with the upgrades, which is cool. You can really transform a bit meh car in terms of braking to a phenomenal racing car performance braking now. And that's all thanks about the new brake system. The feeling of braking is more intuitive to drive. You can judge better the brake distance. You can ease off the brake and actually use the trail braking to let the car rotate a little bit more in towards the corner. And it's just better overall. And it feels nice, it's more fun, it's more authentic. So, yeah. Absolutely.
And you're making it look very good as well.
Now I'm trying to win as well. So.
I mean, Michael, Ben, can we get a little bit of context on what this race is that we're doing here, where it is on the map? If anyone else has just joined us.
Yeah, so this is the Playa Azul circuit. It's just a little bit north of the the festival that we just opened out on the East Coast. It just cuts through the little village of Playa Azul here. It's this real tropical paradise out on the east coast of the map. It's an absolutely beautiful place. I mean, how much does this just look like that? A perfect holiday resort. And it's got a really great set of corners as well. I think it's one of my favourite circuits. And I've thrown Marco into it as I was messing with the pad while I was getting him ready for this. So I put him in the Super as well, which you might not have been expecting, but
wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Supra is actually great fun to drive. It's more tail happy a little bit. Most of the traction control off, so everything makes a little bit more engaging.
And then I can add to that. Kind of Mike spoke about where this is geographically, how beautiful it is, and how fun it is to drive. Completely agree with all that. And in terms of gameplay, this we're enjoying the fruits of the fact that we did the expedition and opened the new festival outpost, and it was road racing. And this is a new road racing event that we've got, complete with tons of new accolades to earn to start kind of unlocking more chapters.
I think that's the thing I'm the most excited about. I mean, as someone who is very much trying to get to the finish line of Forza Horizon 4 at the moment, which, by the way, guys, happy to report I only have 8 achievements left in the whole game, and the drift ones are nearly done. I'm getting there. The idea of actually having a whole new map, but also with the addition of these accolades, it feels like I'm going to get this game delivered to me on November 9th, or earlier if you get the premium add-on bundle. And there's just so much for me to dive in and sort of access, but I can take it at my own pace and do what I want on any given day. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's a really good summary of it. If Mike doesn't mind me using a term he uses with me quite a bit when we're talking about the game kind of behind the scenes, snackable is the term we use, and that is really a very good way to describe the kind of campaign. It's really snackable. You can drop in, you can do a tiny piece of gameplay, which is like we're kind of showing here, one race, get a couple of accolades from that, maybe more if you've done some bonus ones while you've been driving, or you can kind of...
Filthy, Marco. Filthy.
That was
You got to do it. You got to do it.
Oh no.
Made it, see it?
Well, wonderful.
Sorry,
that was all. Yeah, no, go on. Crack on, Ben. What are you saying?
I was talking about, what was I talking about? Snackable campaign?
Snackable nature of the campaign.
Earn a few accolades from completing and winning a race, or you can sit there and you can decide, like you were saying, Charlie, about you've got a handful of achievements left and then you're going to kind of complete everything. You could look at an entire category like racing or kind of skills and stunts and decide that's what I'm finishing this weekend, and I'm just going to sit down and kind of steadily go through them all. That might happen after you've hit the Hall of Fame. I think that's probably the way I would recommend that people play through the game.
Horizon 5, like Horizon 4, is a massive game with absolutely tons of features and content. And honestly, we don't really expect any one player to do it all. That isn't really how we make the game.
I will. Watch this space.
Well, I hope you do, Charlie. I mean, I probably will as well, but it's a regular player who's just downloaded it on Game Pass. We don't expect you to be sinking hundreds of hours necessarily to complete every single accolade in the game. But what we do hope is that every time you do play the game, even if it's only for 10 to 20 minutes, that you feel like you were rewarded. You had a really nice piece of gameplay that was really fun, enjoyable. You felt you get some progress. You unlocked something new. You had a little bit of progress towards the next goal that you're working towards. I think a lot of games can... when they are massive games, can be quite intimidating. They can feel like you've really got to sink hours and hours into them to make any kind of progress. And we really try and build a campaign that, you can sink hours and hours into it and make a load of progress, but you will also get that reward if you're just playing for 15 minutes as well, if I can get my words out.
Now, I think this is a really good segue, actually, talking about progress. So we've touched on the campaign. We've seen literally a couple thousand of the accolades that you have at the moment. And we've even dived into some Horizon Festival sites. But I wanted to bring up the car collection screen before we move on to the Q&As. A reminder, we are coming up to the Q&A, so make sure your questions are in chat now if they aren't already. So what is the car collection screen?
Before we go, any questions for Marco? Throw them at him. Any physics questions, handling questions, anything at all? Go deep as you like. So we are now looking at the car collection. So as we think about the campaign, we've talked about the kind of initial experience, the accolades, the adventure. All of that stuff carries you through the game from hour 1 to hour 2 to hour 10. But as I just mentioned, some people are going to play the game for hundreds of hours. Some people are going to set out to try and unlock all of the hundreds of cars that are available in Forza Horizon 5. And for those people, the car collection is the perfect place for them. You're getting a look at it now. It feels a bit like a sticker book or card collection. Each
that's
car,
a great vibe, actually.
each card is represented by each car is represented by one of these little cards, and as you add that car to your garage, you'll see it flip over and get added into your collection. Each of the manufacturers as well also has a reward associated with it. We'll skip past it now, but with Nissan, for completing all of the Nissans, there was an exclusive Nissan that you can unlock for completing them all. We're now looking at Porsche, and again, I think we'll, if we just click through these and unlock a few of them, you can see there is a exclusive Porsche that can be unlocked there as well. Also, a cool feature of the car collection screen is that you can just hit Y and purchase a car with a click of a button, and just like that, you have spent 1.5 million credits.
Thank God it's not that easy in real life.
As I say, this is it's a lot of fun throughout the game, but it really comes into its own really late game. Once you've sunk in loads of hours and you've got loads of cars already, you go into this screen and just as you look at Porsche there's only 3 that you need to complete the set. It's so compelling to just add them all to your garage and get them all, and then for doing so you get yourself a Forza Edition 911.
Wonderful, very good. And I have to ask, because I'm certain chat is. Yeah, I was going to say, but